Yeah.
For black people to say it.
That's the same logic. When you say Southern pride, that's the same logic blacks are using to call each other N-word. It's just stupid logic.
What's up, guys? John P. Claymore here, and I finally got a chance to actually do a full video, and this is going to be a longer take than normal. But let me go ahead and start by saying that this video is not a condemnation of the Hodgetwins. I'm still very, very much a fan of this show. I do watch it from time to time. But I've noticed that as of late, they've had some very, I would say, bad takes, especially some dumb ones, especially this Confederate statues one. Now, before we get into this, I know somebody in the comments section is going to say, oh, God, here comes another white guy from the South with this racist Confederate take. No, I'm being completely objective here, and you'll see. Like I said, this video is going to be a lot longer than normal. So I'm sitting there watching what they were talking about Wednesday night, talking about how they were upset about 120 Republicans voting to keep the statues in place. And I got to thinking about it, and I watched it 2 times. And by the way, I made this video actually on, I think, Wednesday night, and I think I made this video again on Thursday. I've had to delete it both times, and I wanted to go back and make sure I get everything correct. So just know that I put a lot of thought in this video and a lot of thought in this take. And really the truth is, the reason why I wanted to make it is because they had it actually it was actually more or less just uninformed and very, very dismissive and stupid. And I understand that somebody in the comment section may say something like, well, they said at the end of the video they did it to piss people off. Yeah, I understand that, but dude, the Hodgetwins have had some pretty bad takes as of late. We'll get into that a little bit later on. As I said before, guys, this is going to be a longer video than normal. And at the same time, I did have to go and actually pull the clips that were most relevant. And the truth be told is the entire take itself was bad, but due to time constraints of this video, I had to find the ones that they really got the most wrong, the most egregious of them all. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But before we do this, guys, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this video, sign off in the comment section, also hit the notification bell. And let's go ahead and take a look at clip number 1. Okay, this right here is the opening segment of that particular Wednesday night this take that they had on this issue. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick.
We should start selling bobblehead Robert E. Lee's online. Y'all like them that much? We can sell them for $19.99.
Yeah, Confederate. 19. Yeah, the Confederate.
No, sell them for $17.76.
Yeah, to break things down in the common sense, Confederate is just a euphemism for white supremacists.
Yeah.
They are one in the same.
They actually fought to divide this country. It wouldn't be a United States of America.
Walk down a street named after a white supremacist. I mean, that's not really making blacks feel inclusive to this country.
Look.
And for 120 Republicans to vote against that, it's just ammunition for the left to say, see, I told you the party switched. They're no longer the party that freed the slaves.
Yeah.
These people are racist. And liberals, man, you got to hand it to them, man.
Let me say it like this. Like, I find Republicans to be more logical thinkers. Yeah. Like, Democrats, they're pretty much idiots. Yeah. But even though they're idiots, they are better. People are, like, so pissed off about.
Yeah. Personally, I don't give a shit about statues.
I don't either.
I can see why a black person would be offended because I'm black. So this diversity that me and my twin is bringing to the Republican Party, y'all could learn from a little diversity.
Yeah, y'all could.
Us being black, y'all could learn from us.
Yeah, it's like
black people ain't down with them damn Confederate statues.
Let me put it to you like this. Again, we don't give a shit about statues. Now, understand that argument that I always hear about keeping them up, saying you're deleting history. Look, you're not deleting history. Yeah. Put them in the history books. Teach them in high school. The some bitches don't need a statue.
Yeah, they don't need a high school or a street named after them. I mean, can I go to Germany and go to Hitler High?
Where to begin? First of all, Confederate equals white supremacist. Okay, really quick. I understand that people think, okay, well, the Confederacy, they were a bunch of traitors, yada, 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 yada. Okay, that's a different argument for a different day. I'm not going to touch that right now at this moment in time. This is about the Hodgetwins take and why they're wrong. Number one, Confederate down south, that's really more or less a lifestyle, like, the whole rebel lifestyle. That's just ingrained in Southern people. By the way, African Americans and white people down south have been getting along for years. I mean, it was a whole civil rights movement, even after Jim Crow, and we all got together, and now we get along. As a matter of fact, my next door neighbor over here is black. The one over there is black. The one who lives up top here is black. We all get along just fine. They know I have a YouTube channel. They know I'm a conservative. 2 of them are actually subscribed to this channel because they want to hear what I got to say. Okay? Next, Robert E. Lee. Okay, people oftentimes forget that Robert E. Lee was offered the commission to serve in the U.S. Army during the Civil War. He was actually a part of the coalition to get John Brown out, or the coalition to stop John Brown's abolitionist movement, which, of course, that's a different story altogether. Lee viewed him going to South as basically him saying, look, I'm choosing my home over my country because, let's face it, Arlington House is right beside Washington, D.C., so Lee chose his family over his country at that point in time. Now, of course, when the war was over, actually during the war, he went back to Arlington House and he strongly considered releasing his slaves because Lee himself was actually not pro-slave at all. Neither was James Longstreet either. And after the Civil War was over with, Robert E. Lee actually worked to end slavery in the South. He actually helped to abolish slavery, as well as General Longstreet. Also, something else too, and this right here kind of just sheds more light on this. This is another reason why these people don't seem to understand that they are very uninformed on this issue. There aren't really any Confederate statues in Washington, D.C., except General Albert Pike. And General Albert Pike, by the way, is not known for being an actual strong Confederate general. Albert Pike is known for Freemasonry, so I have no idea where the hell they got their information from, but let's keep this rolling.
And there was always this Confederate flag out there, and I saw these, and there was a bunch of guys out there drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
None of them had a shirt on, just had on Wranglers.
Yeah, and you could see the damn tank top tan lines on it.
all of them had mullet.
I think that's Southern pride now, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Y'all giving Democrats so much ammunition to paint y'all as white supremacists, and I understand the argument you're deleting history.
Some history needs, we don't forget our history. You can have them in the history books. That would never go away. But to idolize or put up a statue of white supremacists in a neighborhood, especially a black neighborhood, that's like you pretty much spitting in minorities' faces.
I mean, just if you're white, just imagine you're black, right? I realize it's a nightmare for you, but just deal with it. Just make believe.
You're only black for a couple seconds.
It's only going to be for like 20 seconds.
I just need you to understand the black struggle.
Right? And you've seen these statues.
Yeah. Respond to Hitler Hyde. That right there is just a very, very weak take, and you guys sound very, very weak during this entire exchange. Okay, Hitler take. Hitler was responsible for the death of 6 million Jews and 3 million additional undesirables. I don't recall anybody from the southern portion of the United States doing that type of genocide. I mean, that right there is about as bad as Vosh's take when he compared owning kiddie porn to buying a computer that came from a sweatshop. That's just a very, very dumb take. Also, something else, too. You guys said that you were raised in Virginia. I was under the impression you guys were raised in Georgia. Nobody is going to call you the N-word in Virginia. I don't even buy that story for 1 second. I mean, now you're trying to paint the area you grew up as some type of just really, really bad, vile place. I mean, once again, and let me go ahead and say something else to you. Of the 1.29 million subscribers to the Hodgetwins or the Conservative Twins, because that right there is what this is called, the Conservative Twins, I would suggest that over half their subscribers are white and from the South, and already disagree with it. I looked at the like to dislike ratio on that video, and yes, there were more likes than there were dislikes. It wasn't ratio, but it was nowhere near as effective as they normally have. Normally, they have a 5-to-1 like ratio. This time it was a 2-to-1 like ratio, which means that a lot of people were very, very indifferent to this take. And it's probably because they knew this take was bad. I also read the comment section of this video, and you pissed off a lot of your own subscribers, guys. I know you said, well, we wanted to piss people off. Yeah, but you were completely wrong when you did this. And when you say we bring diversity to the party, I'm glad there's diversity to the party, but we will talk about that in another segment during this video. And yes, guys, I had to write this down. And one more thing, too. When you say that it would have been better for you guys to take them down, look, let me tell you something real quick. Ammo, Democrats always use this ammo against Republicans, okay? And Republicans and white Southerners know that the Democrats were the party of slavery back in those days. They still are. They're also the party of critical race theory. You guys failed to mention that. Okay, how about this right here? How about the fact that we already know that we're going to get blamed for everything, so why try to change the behavior? I mean, we haven't done nothing to the left. We haven't tried to. They're the ones that are imposing themselves on us, and you guys are helping them out.
What the Confederacy was?
Yeah.
The streets, the schools?
Yeah. I mean, I think I understand why Republicans didn't want to move, because you're deleting history, and a lot of them, they just don't want to feel like they bowing down to the left, but you're playing right into the hands of Democrats.
Yeah.
This should have been unanimous.
You know, there's over 40,000 black men fought in the Civil War for the North?
Yeah.
I think, how many died? I forget how many died.
40,000, I think.
It's like 40,000 died, if I remember correctly. It was in the tens of thousands that died.
I don't see any statue there.
Why don't y'all give a statue? Imagine being black and it's like the soldiers and the generals from the North.
I got a great idea. Take the old Confederate statues down, put up new Confederate statues of soldiers actually in the field of battle dying.
Ulysses S. Grant is standing on top of him laughing.
Yeah.
Kind of like that Muhammad Ali picture when he knocked that
fight out. Had him over taunting his ass.
Yeah, like Joe.
Let y'all go. we need more minorities in the Republican Party. We need more black representation. And taking down those statues would have been a good move for the Republican Party.
I mean,
why
earlier.
are y'all defending to keep these statues up? You Republicans.
Take just gets worse and worse and worse. First of all, Lee versus Grant. Let's take a look at this really quick. So Robert E. Lee, after the Battle of Gettysburg, goes home to Arlington House, okay? He reconsiders his position in the Confederate Army. Hell, he's even considering resigning. He also strongly urged the people in his home to possibly try to release the slaves and send them back up north because he was never actually for slavery, okay? Grant, first thing he did after the Battle of Chattanooga when he entered Washington, D.C. You tell you what he did before he met President Lincoln? Purchased a slave. All you got to do is just do a good old-fashioned wiki search, and you'll find out that Grant wasn't any better. Oh, by the way, speaking of Grant, and those 40,000 African-American soldiers that served for the Union, African-American soldiers also fought for the South, too. Let's take a look at this real quick. Oh, that's right. He approved this operation called the Crater, Petersburg, Virginia. You guys are from Virginia, is what you said. You should know about Virginia. You should know that 5,000 black troops were used as cannon fodder by the Union Army because of politics. Yes, that's right. They used 5,000 African-American troops as cannon fodder to get completely wiped off this earth in a turkey shoot. Do you honestly think that Grant even deserves a statue? Do you think Burnside deserves a statue because they did that to those men? You know, they actually did another statue to honor the 54th Massachusetts, the first black regiment. That actual statue is actually located in Boston, Massachusetts. They made a movie about it called Glory. I would suggest you guys watch it, which you probably have, but you guys forgot to mention this. But here's the thing that makes things even better or spicier. BLM destroyed that statue. Yeah, BLM destroyed that statue to honor African-American troops. BLM also destroyed the statue of Hans Christian Heg in Madison, Wisconsin, a Union officer. God, I mean, you guys have completely lost your minds. I mean, the idiocy, the lunacy, the amount of, I'm getting worked up here. The amount of stupidity that has came out of you guys' mouth during this take is absolutely ridiculous. But let's watch a little more. End the video by saying, all in all, this right here was a very, very dumb take about diversity in the Republican Party. Let's take a look at something real quick. Okay, in 2008, Republicans got 2% of the African-American vote. In 2012, it was 4% of the African-American vote. In 2016, it was 8% of the African-American vote. In 2020, in a much, much higher turnout election, it was 12% of the vote, and Trump even doubled that vote, okay? Did you ever think that maybe there's already a demographic shift in the African-American community, and they're already starting to wake up, and they're kind of, going to the Republican Party at the same time? And you guys claim you want Republicans to win, but you can't win without the white working class base, which, by the way, is very, very pro-history. So why the hell would you alienate them with such a stupid take like that? You can do both. And really the thing about, and this right here is the thing that I think you guys should really and truly take a look at. And I'll try to link this in the description, okay? I'll try to either link it in the description or put it in the comment section. There's an article written by David Shore, a former Obama data analytics guy. He actually broke down the data, and guess what he found out? He found that African-American voters and Hispanic voters, by the way, Trump didn't approve of those, are starting to vote more based on how they feel, which means black people, by the way, are naturally more conservative. They just happen to vote Democrat. I've said this multiple times, okay? They are starting to vote now on their principles, okay? Being evangelical, going to church. They're starting to vote on that. This whole issue right here, the only thing it does is alienate the biggest part of your base, which is the white working class. That's the only thing you guys are doing with this stupid, uninformed take. Guys, this is John P. Clamore. If you like this content, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please share this video. Sound off in the comment section. Yeah, I know I could lose subscribers over this right here, but I had to make this video to shut these morons up. And I'll see you guys later.
That seed salesman sure saw us coming.
No, saw you coming. Corn, corn, corn. Nothing but corn.